Hey my beautiful lovelies, welcome back to another episode of the Year of Cooking Canuck. Once again, as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're all well. Guys, on today's segment of Memories of Macedonia, we're going to be making something with the Jufki that we made in the other video, and I hope you saw that. And what Jufki are is egg noodles. So now I'm going to show you what you can do with those beautiful egg noodles. So I'm going to show you two ways in which you can do with these egg noodles. The first recipe is basically called Jufki Casserole, and that translates to egg noodles with cheese. Guys, it's the simplest thing on the planet. It is comfort food 101, and it will bring back a lot of memories to a lot of Macedonian people, I know. And the other one that we're going to do is called Jufki Tava, and basically what that is a baked egg noodle recipe. And this has a few more steps, but really, you just bung everything together and put it in the oven. So guys, without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and go ahead and make these beautiful egg noodle dishes. Hey gang, as usual, welcome to the kitchen countertop. And as usual, all of the amounts and ingredients I'm using will be below. Click on Show More. Guys, what I have here is homemade Jufki, or our egg noodles, which I let dry. And as you can see, they're quite dry. You can, if you want, snap these in half. And what I have in the background is some boiling water. I'm gonna go ahead and salt the water. There's a bit of olive oil in there. Now this is the first recipe, guys. It's really simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my Jufki in. Any broken pieces as well. It's all good. Some more over here. And I'm going to set this back on the flame. And because this pasta is fresh and homemade pasta, it may not take as long to cook as store-bought pasta. However, I'm going to cook this till al dente, and I'll bring it back. In the meantime, guys, I finally minced some parsley, and I've gone ahead and de-seeded and diced a tomato. Alright guys, I've drained the water from my noodles. They're all ready to go. They're nice and soft, and they're not mushy at all. So we're just going to go ahead now and assemble this. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a nice big knob of butter. Now you can use olive oil if you like, a drizzle of that, but to me, there's nothing better than butter, because butter makes it better. And they go really, really well with Jufki or any egg noodle. So give this a mix, let it melt in there. It already smells amazing. While these are cooking, the egg noodles just smell incredible too. Nothing beats them. So then I'm going to go ahead and season this up with a little bit of Himalayan salt. You can use sea salt to your liking. Guys, salt and pepper are always, I always say, to your taste. So freshly ground black pepper and egg noodles also go really, really well together. Plus it's nice with the tomatoes. Now guys, you do not have to add the parsley and tomatoes. It is optional. But I do like it in my Jufki, and I think it just adds a nice refreshing tone to the dish because it is all quite rich. So I'm going to go ahead and add my parsley and the diced tomato. And guys, I just used one small tomato. As I said, you can omit this or you can add more. Any vegetables in here, guys, if you want, be my guest. So therein, I'm going to give this a good old mix-a. And then, of course, the second star of the show is feta cheese. And guys, it has to be feta. try and get yourself Macedonian feta. They're out there. If you can, possibly a Bulgarian feta. So go ahead and crumble that in. And again, I'm not going to give you an amount here. You put in as much or as little as you like. And I mean, it's almost the second star of this recipe. Well, it is, so be generous. Okay guys, so that's all in. We're just going to give this one a final mix, and it's ready to serve. It's that simple, but you're gonna love it. Alright guys, we're all plated up and ready to eat, but first I'm gonna go ahead, oh yes, and garnish this with some more crumbled feta. After all, that is the other star, the co-star of this dish. And at this point, if you want, you can drizzle some little olive oil, it's up to you. And of course, I'm just gonna garnish it further with some of our chopped tomato, and of course the parsley. Guys, this is simple as I said, but you will not believe the flavors. You will absolutely love the flavors here. So go ahead with that, and you can also sprinkle on a little bit of bukovic pepper or hot chili flakes if you like. But guys, this is done. It's ready to eat. You will absolutely love this dish. So now it's time to go ahead and do the second recipe. So guys, what I have here now are store-bought egg noodles or Jufki. And it's perfectly fine to use them. And this is why I'm showing you this recipe using store-bought, because a lot of people are just gonna use store-bought egg noodles. I would love for you to make the homemade Jufki that I showed you in the other video, but if not, that's fine too. You can use the store-bought. And I bought pretty much the same width as what I had already made. So I have a pot of boiling water here, which have a little bit of olive oil in it, and now I'm going to salt, because you should always salt your water after it comes to boil. So some pink Himalayan sea salt's going in there, and then of course I'm going to drop in the Jufki. And guys, again, as I mentioned, all the amounts for both of the recipes will be below. Click show more. Okay, so they're going in, back on the heat, and I'm going to cook these just until al dente, maybe even a little bit sooner, because they're going to get further cooked. In the meantime, I have some mushrooms here that desperately need to be cleaned up and sliced up, and I'll bring you back and I'll show you what I do next. Okay guys, I've washed or rinsed my mushrooms and chopped them up roughly into pieces, doesn't matter. What I got here is some ham or gammon, which we call Јуфкi. This is optional, you can omit the meat if you're vegetarian, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this into little cubes. You can use, already sliced ham and just rip it up if you want. It's up to you. You can even use bacon, and you can even use ground meat. So while our pasta is boiling away, I'm getting this prepared, and I'll bring you back and show you once the pasta is all boiled. In the meantime guys, go ahead and grease up a casserole dish. I'm using butter, you can use margarine, you can even use a bit of oil. Hey gang, I've cooked and drained my noodles, and I'm going to be honest with you, I threw in a few of my own homemade noodles in here, the ones that were left over. So this is quite warm at this point, so it's a great time to season. So I'm going to hit it with some salt, sea salt, pink Himalayan, to your taste. You can always salt this later. And we are going to put a salty element, which is the cheese. Cracked black pepper. And then a little bit of heat. I'm using Bukovitz Lut, Bukovitz Biber, which is crushed red chili flakes. You can omit it if you like, but I wouldn't. Just a bit to your taste. And then again, optionally, I'm going to put in a little bit of garlic granule, just a scant bit. And then I'm going to throw in, I'm going to give this a mix. And then I'm going to throw in our mushrooms. Now guys, mushrooms shrink in cooking, so if you think it looks like a lot, well it is, but they shrink in cooking and they have a lot of moisture. So they're going in, minus the ones that I've been nipping. And then of course our shumka, or ham. That goes in. It's already looking and smelling good, guys. Oh, you get back in there. Now, this is obviously quite dry. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to add a splash of milk. Probably about a quarter cup to half cup. And then I'm going to go ahead and add our eggs. I'm going to start off with 3 eggs. Now that's looking more moist. Going to give this a mix around. And then the piece de resistance is our bello seringue or feta cheese. Now you can use ricotta if you like, or dare I say it, even mozzarella, but guys, this is the way we eat it with feta. So this is fresh from the deli today. I'm going to crumble that in. And it can be in big chunks. It doesn't matter, guys. This is a rustic deep dish. Just make sure your hands are clean. And again, guys, all of the amounts I'm using are going to be below in the description bar. Let me just go rinse my hands real quick. And we're going to give this a good mix. And then I'll bring you back and show you what I do next for assembly. Guys, it's dead easy. See you in a bit, guys. Check your pasta for consistency. And mine just feels a little bit dry. And that's okay. That might happen. This is real life. I'm going to add another egg. You could use anywhere from 3 to 5 eggs in this recipe. I'm going to add just a smidgen more milk, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding some flour to this, just a bit, to help it combine. So about a couple of teaspoons of flour. Get that egg broken up. It's looking a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir all this up with a wooden spoon, and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, this is looking a lot better. Glossy, a little bit mushy. And now it's time to put this in our casserole dish. tip this out carefully. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to cover this with some tin foil, and we're going to pop it into the oven at 200 Celsius, and I'm going to cook this covered with the tin foil for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm going to remove the tin foil and I'll show you what I do with it then. Looks great. Smells even better. Alright, so tin foil on top, in the oven she goes, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes, well, in a second your time. Hey guys, I've taken the Jufki tava out of the oven. There's still a little bit of moisture that needs to set, so that's why I've taken the tin foil cover off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to up the ante. We're going to add some more feta cheese. Oh yeah. And guys, this is not diet food. It's a treat. And Jufki was made mostly in the summer months when it was hot out, so they can dry these in the sun, in the heat, and it was stored and mostly eaten in the winter when much carbs were needed, you know, over the winter months. But you know, times have changed. We can have this anytime we want. So it's a treat, guys. It's very decadent. It's village food, guys. It's simple. It's good. This is where comfort food started, back in the old country. This is before mac and cheese, guys. So I put some more feta, and again, guys, I'm not going to give you the quantity for this. You put as much or as little or none as you like. I wouldn't skip it though. I really wouldn't. So that's on. Lovely jubbly. Again, optionally, I'm going to sprinkle this with a little bit of the tbsp, hot chili flakes or paprika, up to you. And now this is going to go back in the oven, the same temperature. You can put it on broil if you like, but keep an eye on it. And we're just looking for this to get set and maybe a little brown. Feta doesn't melt completely, but it will get very soft. So guys, back in the oven, and I'll see you when this is all done. Jufki tava is out of the oven. Guys, and OMG, the smell in this place is absolutely incredible. Guys, this is really hot, so I'm going to let it cool down before we cut a slice, and I'll show you it all when I dig in. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking in. Our dishes are done. Here we have our Jufki sirenie and our Jufki tava. Guys, they're both beautiful, they're both slightly different, and you will please a crowd with whichever one you decide to do. I hope you do both. Guys, this is beautiful. I've already had a piece and I can attest this is absolutely stunning. The bottom is still very hot. This here evokes memories of childhood. Nothing better than buttery noodles with feta cheese. And if you want, you can put a little bit of the tbsp on top for good measure. Why not? Guys, my cat is crying because she smells the food. So I'm gonna love you and leave you and eat. Guys, thanks so much for sticking in and watching this episode of Memories of Macedonia here on the Euro Cooking Canuck. Please like, please share. I love all your comments. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead. I'd love to have you on board, and we'll see you next time. Hvala mnogo, prijetno, ajde, ciao.